March 13, 1962, soft rain taps the Pentagon roof as a courier in polished shoes delivers a thin gray folder to the White House guard desk. The folder carries a crimson top secret stamp and a routing slip marked immediate president only. Inside are 8 double-spaced pages titled Justification for U.S. Military Intervention in Cuba. The pages propose staged terror, fake funerals, and even the downing of a U.S. airliner to spark public outrage. John F. Kennedy, still bruised from the Bay of Pigs, opens the folder and frowns at the first paragraph's blunt words. Casualty lists in U.S. newspapers would cause a helpful wave of indignation. The author behind the folder is General Lyman Louis Lemnitzer, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Lemnitzer is a World War II hero who once coordinated Allied landings in North Africa. He is respected, decorated, and trusted to advise the young president on nuclear readiness. Yet today he is pitching state-sponsored deception that could kill American citizens on American streets. Lemnitzer's aides call the proposal Operation Northwoods and believe it is the quickest path to toppling Fidel Castro. First impossible fact. Page 3 recommends blowing up a U.S. ship in Guantanamo Bay, blaming Cuba, outlining casualty estimates and press angles. Second impossible fact. Page 5 suggests using a chartered airliner painted to resemble a civilian flight, switching the passengers for a drone, then detonating the drone over the Caribbean. Third impossible fact. Page 6 floats the idea of staging bombings in Miami and Washington using plastic explosives, so headlines will scream Cuban aggression. All 3 scenarios appear on official Pentagon letterhead, initialed by every branch: Chief Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. The signatures prove Northwoods is not a rogue brainstorm, but a coordinated recommendation from the nation's highest military council. Historians later discover the folder went through 8 staff drafts, each one tightening language and adding casualty numbers. A small note in the margin reads, "Media to emphasize innocent victims for maximum effect." A Navy captain attached to the Joint Staff writes in his diary that evening, "We are playing with matches in a dynamite warehouse." Despite such private misgivings, the document moves forward, climbing the paper ladder to the Oval Office. Its journey is tracked by routing stamps that still appear on the declassified PDF. Modern military colleges run ethical war games using Northwoods as a case study. Faculty ask cadets, "Would you sign if you were sure Congress would approve afterward?" Year after year, the majority answer no, citing oath and morality over expedience. Yet instructors remind them that in 1962, the proposal reached the commander-in-chief, highlighting how slippery ethics can be during crisis. A 2008 Naval postgraduate school thesis concludes, "Institutional safeguards failed. Only one man's conscience stopped Northwoods." Box 3, Record Group 319 at the National Archives, still holds annexes labeled Cyber Option, though there was no internet in 1962. Archivists say the annexes reference shortwave spoofing and forged radiograms to UN delegations. Those pages remain classified under Exemption 1.4. Foreign relations, even 60-plus years later. That lingering secrecy raises a haunting question. What tactics were proposed that are still usable today? Declassification officers refuse to elaborate, stating only national security interest. Critics often claim Northwoods was never serious, branding it a staff exercise destined for the shredder. But declassified White House logs confirm. Lemnitzer requested a personal briefing with Kennedy for late March. National Security Advisor McGeorge Bundy canceled the meeting at the last minute, reportedly after reading the folder and turning pale. Bundy's private memo to the president uses restrained language. These measures appear inconsistent with American tradition. Behind closed doors, tradition may have saved lives. Journalist James Bamford, author of Body of Secrets, appears in our film holding the Northwoods file. He says, "When you realize the Joint Chiefs signed off on killing Americans, understand how desperate Washington felt after the Bay of Pigs. Former NSA lawyer Joel Brenner counters Cold War tension bred many outlandish ideas. Most died in draft form. Political scientist Dr. Mary McCord adds, even drafts reveal institutional willingness. That alone is chilling. Their debate shows the vital role of outside watchdogs in a democracy. Across the ocean, Soviet archives reveal KGB analysts had heard rumors that the U.S. might fake Cuban attacks. Kremlin handwritten notes from June 1962 read, unconfirmed reports of U.S. false flag provocations advise increased vigilance. Those rumors fueled Cuban pleas for missile protection, helping set the stage for the October missile crisis. Ironically, Northwoods sought to justify invasion, yet it may have accelerated the nuclear brinkmanship it meant to avoid. History can twist even bold plans into unintended consequences. Kennedy eventually rejects the proposal, telling aides, we cannot, under any circumstances, become what we oppose. In September 1962, he removes Lemnitzer as chairman, reassigning him to NATO headquarters in Europe. Lemnitzer leaves with full honors but a closed mouth, never mentioning Northwoods again. The file returns to a Defense Department safe. Forgotten until a mandatory declassification review in 1997 releases it to the public. Two reporters at ABC News break the story. Newspapers run stunned headlines, yet the file soon drifts from mainstream memory. Practical takeaway. You can read the full Northwoods PDF right now on the National Security Archive website. Start with page 3 for the ship sinking plan, then jump to page 7 for proposed fake funerals. Look at the neat courier-type font, and remember real men sign these lines. Democracy depends on citizens willing to browse dusty PDFs and spot the danger before it repeats. Your homework is simple. Read, share, stay vigilant. Comment below with the single Northwoods idea you find most shocking. Like this video to push hidden history into more feeds. Subscribe with the bell turned on because next week we expose Unit 731, Japan's secret biowarfare labs, and the U.S. cover-up that followed. Keep asking for declassifications, keep reading the footnotes, and keep questioning easy narratives. Sometimes the scariest paragraphs are typed in calm military prose, waiting decades for curious eyes like yours.